Hello, everyone. Welcome back for some more Let's Read Higurashi. So, we are continuing on with the third chapter here. Again, we've been really going through some extremely wholesome moments, which just means that this is all going to come crumbling down extra hard, which I'm not looking forward to. So, what's up, Mio? Oh, right. And then we had our parents gone, and then because we had Satoko coming over, and like that was so sweet, but now, you know, our parents are back, and now we kind of missed that, so yeah. Oh, so they smell like cat piss? I don't like Monster. Red Bull's okay. Red Bull's pretty good, actually. Okay. True, true. Yeah, which makes the whole, like, having a boss thing, or a coworker, right? There was someone he was replacing. It's very strange. An artist, huh? I'd seen a number of watercolor and acrylic paintings on display, but he had to have been doing some other job too. Just what did Dad do exactly? Is this going to actually be plot important, or is this just like the musings of, you know, some people don't like even really know what their dad does. You know, when you ask them like, what does your dad do for work? And you're just like, I don't know. It's like, oh, I guess you just don't know, huh? He didn't let anyone into his work. Okay, that's concerning. He didn't let anyone into his workshop after all. I wanted to sneak a peek one day. Oh, so you mean the day when we could have gone to sneak a peek and we didn't? Huh. I mean, like, I think it's a rite of passage for, like, oh, the parents are out, time to sneak into the room and see what's there, right? And then you find your dad's naughty DVDs called Where the Boys, or no, it's called Where the Boys Aren't Five. And you're like, huh, what? And you're like, oh no. That's a problem.
短い攻略期間だったね。で、ケイちゃんは異中のキャラを攻略できたのかな?
The what?
両親不在はギャルゲー主人公の基本だしね。
Wow, that's really on the nose.
好感度をいっぱい
Wait, hold up.
ちゃんとフラグが立ちましたですよ。
They said galgay, but then they changed it to eroge. Now, okay, that makes me wonder, is the original, like, censored dialogue, like the original uncensored dialogue, was it eroge? And then for the console port, they changed it to galgay? Because those are different genres entirely, right? I wonder. I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Oh, he's not a man of culture. Were there even a lot of eroge and galgay at this time? I wonder. That just might be fourth wall shenanigans. Huh. In the end, I didn't make a single thing myself.
野菜炒めを。おお、ケイちゃんも少しは料理らしいものを作れるようになったじゃない。
I'm going to be honest, and it's gonna sound like hella elitist. Vegetable stir fry is like, that's one step above spaghetti for cooking. That's like saying you beat your second enemy in an RPG and you're like, oh yeah, I'm all leveled up. It's like, no, you're not. It's very easy. I mean, again, it's a necessary step on the journey of becoming a normal, functional person in the world. But, like, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, she knows. Those are crazy eyebrows. Okay, Satoko's eyebrows? You know what that looks like? Looks like freaking Line Rider. I could just imagine the little like tobogganing guy jumping off and going across. Do the kids these days know about Line Rider? Makes me sad to imagine a world where They don't know about Line Rider.
はう、いいのいいの。暑苦しいと言ってますのよ。
何の話？
Oh, you're the only one out of the loop. Mion, utterly confused, asked me for clarification, but I just barely, albeit transparently, averted my eyes.
そうそう。みんなさ、今日の午後に予定はあるかい？
I would assume we're going to be in school unless this is a
ないよ
Saturday.
ね。あるわけないよね。
Oh, well, there we go. Today was Saturday. The beautiful day on which we're liberated from the confines of school in the afternoon. You know, in some places, they don't even have school on Saturdays. What a crazy concept. Actually, the school in Hinamizawa had slightly different Saturdays than those in the city. There were a lot of students here who brought a bento, ate it at lunch, then went to play in the school or around the schoolyard. You could say that the entire school turned into a children's playground. There were mountains behind the school, and if you went down that way, you'd find mountain streams. You could avoid the strong sunlight and make conversation in the classroom if you wanted to. Okay, so like, you see these mountains here? So, I took a train an hour out of town to a small place like this. Now, mind you, again, I'm in China. Slightly different, but still pretty close. And like, I decided to climb one of these mountains to like see what's all up there. And one, oh god, my legs. But that was actually super lovely. And I think I might do that again tomorrow. You could also play hide and seek in the construction pipes. Okay, that I wouldn't recommend. That I really wouldn't recommend. Of course, you were free to go home as well. There were some kids who went home and helped water the fields or tended to stores. God, what a small town. If Mian was bringing up the afternoon like this, well, then it must have been some crazy big club event. However, sadly, I had something I needed to do before taking part in whatever it was.
お仕事ですか？ついてないのです。
Oh, wait, we have work?
何の仕事でございましょうね。
Wait, what? That's new.
お父さんの画家の仕事のお手伝いとか。お父さんの絵のモデルになるとか？
Please don't imagine that type of
モ
model.
デル？ヌード？
There we go. Yeah, I knew it. I looked into Rena's eyes and saw myself completely naked in a questionable pose with a single rose in my mouth.
ないない。それだけは100万積まれても絶対にない。
Okay, but $1 million is a lot. I'd do that for $1 million yen. I would. I'm gonna be real. To get rid of Rena's delusions, I grabbed her head and swung it from side to side. Yeah, get shaken, loser.
とまあ、愉快な妄想は置いといてだ。とにかく俺にはちょっとお昼に仕事がある。それが終わってからの合流でいいなら OK だぞ。
What are you doing?
お昼に仕事？おお、そりゃなんだかかっこよさげじゃない。
You and I have very different definitions of cool.
何何？ひょっとして各界の VIP との会食？
Wow, they actually say VIP, huh?
ビジネスランチとか？
実に悲しいことだが。
Oh, what?
正解だ。
Everyone shouts wildly, surprised, like in some type of anime. What is going on? Okay, we go home. It was true. Today I'd be on the job with my family. For my dad's job, he was having about, 10 people over from the publishing agency over for a house party. He called people from work for a party the day after having stayed up 2 nights in a row. I'm amazed at their vitality. Okay, but to be fair, a house party, that's where you can drink and get wild. And that's where the pictures you don't want getting out are, you know? You don't want those to get out. Of course, it would be incredibly uncomfortable for me. It would be really tiring to have to force myself to smile at some old dudes I didn't know. But they were my dad's important business connections, so offending them would be bad. Well, with all that said, it was going to get very uncomfortable for me today, starting at lunch.
これはこれは利発そうなお子さんで。
Now, here's the thing. If any of these guys have... Why are my eyes freaking out so much today? If any of these guys have sprites, they're going to be important, right? something to consider.
具足の圭一です。圭一、こちらは出版社の本田さんだ。
Oh, you're saying he's a bookseller. You're saying he's flesh-faced bookseller Honda-san.
そしてこちらは印刷会社の井上さん。
Do I need to load paper into her?
ご挨拶しなさい。
どうも息子の圭一です。
Do I have to hit her when she stops working? That sounds really bad. I shouldn't say that.
父がいつもお世話になっております。
圭一君もお父さんのように絵は描かれるのですか？
Dude, could you imagine if he just goes, yes, of course, and he opens up and it's just like My Little Pony erotic art? They're like, that's crazy. That's not even in the zeitgeist yet.
圭一君の絵もぜひ拝見したいな。
Do I have stories about people discovering My Little Pony erotic art and times where there shouldn't be? Not mine, but people I know that it actually became a problem in like non-internet settings. I wish I didn't have this forbidden knowledge. My dad had such a brazen occupation. To have an artist, what a degenerate job. Although, I don't really know what kinds of things he creates. It would be wild if he was like a furry artist commissioner at this time, right? Like, that's why they have a pretty nice home out here. Because it's like, yeah. You know, all it takes for you to live a nice life is to draw some very bulgy, wulgy wolves. I don't really care and don't really want to see anyway. Dad's so tight-fisted about it. See, that's the thing where it gets me like, why is Dad tight-fisted about it? Wait a sec. Didn't Dad get a bit freaky when he took us to Anime Hooters? Do you think he's a doujin artist? Oh, that would explain a lot. Dad's so tight-fisted about it, so he doesn't show me them to me very often. Okay, very often. I'm not a kid anymore, so I wouldn't care if they were all pictures of naked ladies or
圭
something.
一君もお父さんに指示して
That's
しっ
interesting.
かり勉強すれば
That's
そう
interesting.
お父
ここだけの話ですけど、親父ってそんなにすごい画家なんですか？
I readied myself and whispered my question. It might have seemed odd for his son to be asking this, but when I did, he gave me this really strange grin. Oh no. Oh, it is erotic art. And tightly clamped down onto my shoulders.
ええそれはもう本当に素晴らしい作家さ
Oh
んなんですよ
god. Oh god, it's the weird stuff, isn't it? We're talking knee inflation.
そうですか。
Oh god, here we
それは
go.
良かったです。
購入制限はないし
What?
ファンサービスはするし
I called it.
ファンレターには必ずお返事をくれるし
Okay, wait, is he a manga artist?
世間のニーズもちゃんと汲み取っていて研究熱心靴下は脱がしたら絶対に NG
Excuse me, what? Huh? Oh no, he draws porn with the socks on.
それはメガネや制服だって同じなんですよ
Oh no, he draws porn.
そこを前原先生はよく理解している
Okay, so... Huh.
イベントは参加ごとに必ず壁で大行列だし
Oh no, he's like a comic head artist. Oh!
すみません。絵ってのは壁に飾るものじゃないんですか？
Okay, but you can't say that because there are people who buy like, you go to a convention and you look at the prints they have on sale and you'll see ones with the biggest Dobong honkeros just like out there, like fully nip-nopped and ready to lactate, and people will buy those and put them on the walls.
そんなことはない。
Oh god.
初めは誰もが島中から始めるんです。
What?
そして島角。
What?
大通りの島角と階段を
What?
登って、そして至る頂点が壁なんです。
Huh?
あなたもぜひ前原先生と合体で出展できるような大作家になってくださいね。
I got the final part of your, like, I understood the very final part of your metaphor, but the rest of it, I'm lost.
応援していますよ。
It's fine to have a lot of passion for the things you like, but I didn't get it, but it seemed that the world of art ran pretty deep. It's probably a much deeper world than I could have imagined. I decided to leave it at that. Then I realized my mom was calling for me from the other side of the room.
ケイチ 電話よ。お友達から。
A lucky break. Maybe I can get out of this uncomfortable business party by using my friend's phone call as an excuse. I scampered over to the front door and snatched up the receiver my mom had left there.
もしもし、俺。
もしもし俺
Satoko?
なんて挨拶はございませんですわよ、ケイチさん。
いや
もう少し言葉遣いをお勉強なさいませ。
I was of the opinion the person speaking to me had a far stranger way of talking.
なんだ、サトコじゃねえか。お前が俺のところに電話してくるなんて珍しいな。
のんきなことを言ってる場合ではありませんのよ。それよりもケイチさん、あなたいつになったらこっちに来れますの？
悪い。こっちもなんだか長引いちゃってさ、なかなか解放してもらえないんだよ。俺も早く部活に加わりたいんだけどさ。
違いますですわよ、ケイチさん。
What?
今日は部活ではありませんわ。実践ですのよ。
A what? Satoko's voice was, yeah, different from normal. I could feel the urgency in it drifting in through the phone.
実践？なんだか穏やかな話じゃないな。
You know, judging from the music choice not being serious, I don't think it's going to be serious.
どういう状況なんだ？
詳しくは会ってからの説明にいたしますわ。とにかく絶対的な危機なんですの。このままでは負けてしまうでございますわ。
What on earth was going on? Could it have been a fight? I didn't know who they were, but laying a hand on someone from Hinamizawa was an absolutely terrible idea.
わかった。すぐに火星に行くぜ。場所はどこだ？
沖宮小学校のグラウンドですわ。駅まで来れば看板があるからわかりますですわよ。
Okay, so we're going to another school to
とに
fight?
かく大急ぎです。
Oh no. The school campus. The situation could have a lot of people involved. Could it have turned out into an all-out brawl? Who was the enemy here anyway? Oh, I'm on fire.
すぐ行く。武器も持って行った方がいいか。金属バットでも持っていくか。
金属バットをお持ちです。それは心強いですわよ。
Oh. This is going to be a baseball game.
お待ち申し上げておりますですわ。
We are going to get the prerequisite Japanese baseball episode. The call cut off abruptly. I needed to hurry. This is
Oh,
absolutely
Keiichi.
that, isn't it?
探したんだぞ。こちらの出口さんがな、ぜひ次のコピー紙で。
That is okay. Well, there we go. It is a doujinshi. That is the weirdest spelling of doujinshi I've ever seen. I've never seen it spelled that way. I've never seen it not have the U in there.
そんなことより
Now's not the time for your weirdo knee inflation.
バットないかな。金属バットなければ長物なら何でもいいや。
長ければ何でもいいなら、父さんのゴルフクラブが物置にあるぞ。
I swear to God, we're gonna bring golf clubs to a baseball game. And we're gonna call it Happy Gilmore 3. I've not watched the second. It didn't have the same kind of impact, but a golf club was a splendid weapon too. It was lighter than a baseball bat, maybe easier for me to use. Well, it depends on which, right? Are you using a driver or using an iron, you know?
サンキュー。それ借りるよ。俺ちょっと友達のところに行かなきゃならない用事ができちゃったんだ。
Okay, but no, if my child, which I don't have, by the way, just letting you all know, but if I had a kid and they were like, hey, can I borrow a golf club? I'm gonna go see some friends. I'm going to ask, are you planning to play golf? And if the answer is anything but yes, I'm not letting them get a golf club.
ごめん。
ケイチ、
Actually, one of the funniest running gags I have is with certain people I know. I'm oddly specific about not having a kid with them, where I'll be like, oh, like that, you know, that reminds me of my son, and then wait a bit and be like, oh, which I don't have, right? I don't have one, just because I think that's really funny to just entirely mess with them and make them think I have a kid when I don't, right? And it'd be even funnier if they like contact my family about it, because then that would be the funniest thing. Because knowing like my mom, she would completely die laughing and be like, "You think he's able to have a kid? What? It's a funny running gag that I keep going with."
待ちなさい。
I grabbed a golf club, jumped on my bike, and headed straight for town. Wait for me, Satoko. I'll be right there. Just hold out till then. I didn't actually know where Okonomiya Elementary was exactly, but Satoko's phone call seemed to demand urgency, so I rushed out without asking her how to get there. If I went to the station, there would be signs. Well, at least I feel that's what she said. Then I heard the jingling of a bicycle bell from behind me. Oh, hi.
こんにちはなのですよ。
Konnichiwa nano desu yo. Konnichiwa nano desu yo. Is nano desu wo your sort of verbal tick?
おうリカちゃんか。
ケイイチ、早かったです。いっぱいいっぱい急いだですね。
Damn. This isn't the time to be out of breath. I need to hurry.
すまん、沖宮小学校ってのはどこだ？
ご案内しますです。ついてくるですよ。
Rika-chan rode off on her bike. I followed
急に
her.
里子に呼び出されたんだが、一体どういうことになってるんだ？
はじめはこちらが優勢だった
It's
のです。
baseball.
ところが途中から向こうが助っ人を入れてきたのです。
It's baseball.
ズルなのです。
A helper? What cowards? Calling for reinforcements the minute they realized they'd lose? Who are they? Damned from final fight?
みんなバッタバッタと打ち取られましたのです。
Oh, out,
歯
right.
が立たないのですよ。
Gulp. Sounds like they were pretty
とに
strong.
かく詳しい話は後だ。時間がないんだろう。急いでくれ。
お任せなのです。
With Rika-chan leading the way, we headed straight for the elementary school grounds. I asked Rika-chan something during that time. It seemed that all the club members beside me were part of this fight. Damn, so what Mian was trying to tell everyone was that this would happen? If I had known, I would have just ditched my family job. But it was too late for regrets. According to Rika-chan, we had a one-sided advantage at the start, but our angry foes had brought in a powerful ally. The club members put up a resistance and went against them one by one, but apparently they couldn't stand up to
2
them.
メンバー総がかりで勝てない？一体そりゃどんな化け物なんだ？
すごいのです。敵は正統派なのですよ。
Sorry, what? He's Jewish? Orthodox. So they weren't using thuggish brawling tactics, but actually studied karate or something. Is that what she meant?
もうケイイチだけが頼みの綱なのですよ。
Okonomiya Elementary came into view. I could hear many voices raising hell over there.
ミヨン、レナ、サトコ、今行くからな。俺がまとめてぶっ潰してやるぜ。
Here we go. There were a lot of bicycles left out in front of the school. I left mine there next to them in the same way. I could tell there were a lot of people flooding the campus. We're the two armies in the midst of a huge no-holds-barred brawl. No-holds-barred brawl. I took my golf club in hand. Whoosh, I swung it. I felt the sensation of it sticking firmly to my palm. Great! The feedback wasn't bad. I'm gonna go all out with this thing. I dashed at a breakneck speed to the school gate, swinging it around.
ついてこい、リカちゃん。
It's a baseball field.
男前原圭一のバンプ不当な大活躍を見せてやるぜ。
ああ、ケイイチがとても頼もしいのです。ゴルフクラブで大暴れなのです。
Rika-chan applauded me, though a little dryly, lauding my valiance. The manly Keiichi Maibara put it behind him and headed for the place where he may die.
でもケイイチ、
Here we go.
どうして今日はゴルフクラブなのですか？
Here we go. I'm waiting.
仕方ないだろ。俺も最初はバットの方がいいと思ったんだが、うちってバットなくってさ、素手よりははるかにマシだと思って、せめてゴルフクラブを持ってきたんだ。
偉いのですよ。ケイイチをなでなでしてあげますです。
Remember, she only does it when we're being
ゴ
made
ルフ
fun
ク
of.
ラブで大暴れが楽しみなのですよ。
Despite the emergency situation, Rika-chan reached up and stroked me on the head.
おい、ふざけてる場合かよ。え？
Oh my god, dude. Dude. Crack! Just then, an extremely loud metallic sound rang out and I heard many people cheering.
レフト、あー抜けた。回れ、二塁いけるぞ、二塁。センター。
It'd be really funny if there's someone who's playing this who at this point is like, whoa, what are they doing? Because they don't know like baseball
落
terminology.
ち着いて。三塁へ送って。
The center fielder caught the ball and after a brief pause, sent it flying to third base. If he had pitched it wildly, it might get there. He gave up on second and threw it to third with time to spare. The instructions to the bench, they were solid. Wait, what?
あ、ケイイチくん来てくれたよ。さとこちゃん、ケイイチくん来てくれたよ。遅い遅すぎですわ。油を売る ガソリンスタンドだけで十分でございますのよ。
That's really funny.
その前原君
Who
と
the
は
frick is this
本
guy?
当に助っ人になれるんですか？
Who the frick are you? You look like you're a priest in a visual novel that's kind of fantasy based.
相手はあの強豪校のエース左腕の亀田君ですよ。
Who the frick are
甲
you?
子園クラスの投手を打ち崩せるなんて一体どんな助っ人なんです？
Koshin, that's like the little league baseball that is super popular in Japan, right?
大丈夫です。ケイチ君ならきっと逆転させてくれますよ。本当に頼もしい人なんで
Is
す。
this another one of our teachers, actually? Murmur. What? He's the pitch hitter we brought in to take out left arm Kameda with his bullet fastball? The one who had won no hit, no run game after another during the regional qualifiers. The undefeated demon pitcher of Oshima. The super... That a gosh dang Danganronpa reference? The super high school level pitcher that had already been marked by professional scouts. He's gonna win against him.
あんなヘナチョコピッチャーなんかケイチさんには目じゃないですのよ。あんな球楽勝でバックスクリーンを越してくださいますわ。
Okay, wait, if he's being scouted, I don't think we'll... Okay. Murmur. There was a slugger like that in this prefecture? I had no idea. He must have gone under the radar. Hey, that scout stood up. Oh my god, we're getting the scout's attention. Hey, take a picture. His full name is Keiichi Maibara. Look him up in the database and send his history to our office.
どれが
Oh
前
no.
原圭一だ？
Oh no.
写真
A whole lot of sports journalists, led by Satoko, grip their cameras tightly and search for the rumored Keiichi Maibara, who they find with a golf club. As for me, I was so dazed at what was happening that I froze in place with my golf club up in the air.
ケイチさん、こっちですわよ。
The camera people stared at me through their viewfinders, and just like I had, they turned stone. In the hands of their gallant pitch hitter, Keiichi Maibara was a golf club. Nobody could seem to understand why I was holding on to something like this. And at this point, neither did I. Cheep. A cold, greasy sweat dripped from me. The first one to break the inordinately awkward silence was Rena.
ケイチ君、
おう。
一つ聞いてよろしいですの？
Please don't. Psychic waves of my entreaty flowed out of my face along with my sweat. It somehow seemed to reach the two of them. The deathly quiet reporters all parted, as Moses once parted the sea. But Moses probably didn't go through the parted seas this quietly.
野球の試合なら初めからそう言え。
I feel like a large basis of comedy for Japanese comedy is miscommunication, right?
私言いませんでした？第一バット持ってグラウンドに来いって言ったら野球以外に何を思いつくわけですの？
Have you never heard of River City Ransom?
というか、何をどう間違ったらゴルフクラブを持ってくるって発想になるわけでございますの？
I could do 2 hits, then turn around and flip back around, and continue to deal damage.
きっとね、暗いムードになったチームを明るくして盛り上げようとして、ケイチ君がわざとやってくれたんだと思うな。
Rena smiled bitterly and covered for me with all her might. Please believe her, everyone. I'm begging you.
ケイチはゴルフが大好きなのですよ。なでなで。
Just think of me like, Michael Jordan. He went basketball to golf. I go... Oh, did he also do baseball? Wasn't there one who did baseball, basketball? I don't know. Rika-chan started patting my head, a broad grin on her face all the while. I pushed her hand away, grabbed her from behind by her suspenders, and picked her up like a kitten. That's an adorable image. That's a noise.
リカちゃん、なんでさっき駅で会った時 野球だって教えてくれなかったんだよ。そうすりゃ赤っ端を書かずに済んだのに。
Oh, she just thought that this outcome is way funnier.
ニッパ
Oh, you can't just say that! Rika-chan's smile was like the sun. So incredibly innocent. Ugh, she's glowing. When I saw Rika-chan's radiant smile, I couldn't help but feel like I could forgive anything she did. However, if Rika-chan thought I actually would, then she had another thing
と
coming.
いうわけでこれはお仕置きだ。レナ、
ーみ
Rena, grab her feet. Let's rip her in half. Rika-chan, still plucked up in my hand, I offered her to Rena. That's right. The kittenified Rika-chan sent Rena's voltage into overcharge. Oh no.
はあもらったもらった。レナがもらったんだよ。はあかわいいよ。
Pop, spinny, spinny. Rena stuck out her tongue like a chameleon and preyed upon Rika-chan while spinning her around. Oh, at least, okay. At least we get art. Okay. I don't mind a lot of the CG art being like chibi style. I don't mind that.
リカちゃんかわいい。はあみ
Yeah, okay. I feel like as these chapters go on, you meep a lot more. Rena held her tight as a vice and began to get her fill of rubbing her cheek into Rika-chan's. Their cheeks rubbed together tightly. Rika-chan's face, it looked like it was being crushed by
何が
Rena's.
あったかは存じませんけど、リカが自業自得のようですわね。
ああ、俺も最近ようやく
I think
リカ
that's
ちゃん
spelled
がただ
wrong.
可愛いだけじゃないと悟ったぞ。
Isn't just desserts spelled with one S? I remember hearing about that, right? Because it's not just desserts, like it's not the food, right? Like it's actually like desert, as in like, because it's from deserting, right? Isn't that a case? But I think it's such a weird unknown thing that most people will spell it this way, right? At least I'm pretty certain. I could be super wrong.
はあケイチ君に許可をもらったんだよ。お持ち帰り。みー
Noises, those are noises. For the moment, I just gave her a 3-minute timeout.
ところでサトコ、緊急の呼び出しってのは野球ってことなのか？
ええ、そうですわ。ご家族でホームパーティーだったんですって。悪いことをしましたわね。でもこういう時は家族よりも仲間の危機の方が最優先と決まっていますのよ。
I felt like that's what I was supposed to be saying, not you. Well, it's just a business party for my dad, I guess, which I feel like... Why would you bring your son to that? When you do porn? I honestly felt glad to be called out
それ
here.
でその危機的状況というのはどんな具合なんだ？ 6対7ってことは負けてるのがうちのチームってことか。
Hey, buddy, what numbers are those again? Can you say that again?
ん？9回の裏で2アウト？
2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Oh, damn. We're right at the end.
なんだなんだ？この試合
Yeah.
もうほとんど終わりかけてるじゃないかよ。
ケイチさんがもっと早く来ればもう少し余裕がありましたのよ。ここまで引き伸ばすのにどれだけ苦労したとお思いですの？
分かったよ分かったよ、悪かったよ。んで俺の仕事はなんだ？ピンチヒッターでもやるのか？ならば任せろ。こう見えても俺引っ越す前は結構バッティングセンターに通ってたんだぞ。親父が憂さ晴らしに行くときよく付き合わされてさ、ミートバッティングだったらそこそこの自信が。
Vroom! A tremendous sound rang out, the likes of which I'd never heard before. The catcher's mitt trembled, sending up a light cloud of dust, telling me the tremendous sound had come from the ball.
ちょっと待ておい、今の凄まじい剛速球は一体なんだ？
驚いた？うん。あれ、本物の甲子園ピッチャーなんだよ。
We're screwed.
スポーツ新聞でも有名な高校野球のエース。左腕の亀田君って知らない？
Sorry, we're actually facing a high schooler?
悪いけど知らん。で、ミリオン、お前、なんだよその格好は。
Something happened to her? Mion showed up and my surprise she was wrapped up in bandages. Just what on earth happened?
途中から来た圭一君には最初から説明がいるよね。
お、なんだリカちゃんはもういいのか？
可愛いのいっぱい楽しんだよ。ほよほよでやわやわでふにふに。
Those were noises.
ほっぺだけでご飯3杯はいける。
Okay, I don't know about that.
みー、もうお嫁に行けないのです。
I wonder how Rika-chan's cheeks taste if you could eat them 3 times a day. Star! It almost flipped my own delusion switch, but I put a stop to it using logic. Call me a redditor. I mean, an adult.
じゃあ説明を頼む。何をどう間違えたらこんな草野球対決に甲子園ピッチャーのリリーフが登場
Yeah,
するんだ。
that's a little crazy. Everyone exchanged glances. Then Rena spoke for all of them.
最初はね、普通の野球対決だったの。
ひなみ沢ファイターズと沖宮タイタンズはささやかながらも因縁の
Those are
対
good
決で
names.
し
I
た。
like them. I like them.
今回もささやかに大盛り上がりしてたわけ。
まあ、平たく言えば学校対決ですわね。
I don't know what that means.
ひなみ沢と沖宮の学校の因縁試合なんですの。
Yes, that's what that means.
因縁って言っても、まあ和気あいあいとしたものなんだけどね。
で、それになんでうちの部活メンバーが参加してるんだ？ユニフォームを着てるやつもいれば私服のやつもいるし、そもそも俺たちって野球部ってわけじゃないだろう。
つまり、割といい加減なの。
今日たまたまチームに欠員が出たって言うんでさ、それじゃあせっかくだからって言って急遽私たちが乱入することになったってわけよ。
I see. So if there weren't enough members, anyone could come to the rescue, whether boy or girl, and no matter what grade they were in. The jumbled together feeling was the hallmark of our school.
リカちゃんに聞いた話だと最初のうちは押しまくってたらしいじゃないか。
ミーはすごいバッターなのですよ。右へ左へホームランなのです。
Did you get like hit? Did you get walked with the ball hits? Mion proudly stuck out her chest. Doing so seemed to hurt her somehow as she groaned pathetically.
ミオンさんが登場するたびに走者一掃の大ホームランが飛び出すんですの。サトコと違ってちゃんとバットにボールが当たるのですよ。
Yeah, I can't imagine Satoko hitting the ball.
リーカ
まあなんとなく話は分かった。あの甲子園ピッチャーが登場するまでは楽勝ムードだったというわけだ。
そういうこと。序盤は完全にうちのチームの流れでね、点にはならないまでもガンガン出塁して攻めまくってたんだけどね。
たまたまね、今日の試合にあの亀田くんが見物に来てたの。
And again, this is a high school level player. And he's just like, can I play? And you guys let him? Apparently, Kamina attends a fairly well-known school in our prefecture that frequently send people to Koshin. And this man known as the ace of their baseball team, Kamina, seemed to be quite skilled. Now I thought about it, it was certainly strange to see cameramen with journalist armbands here to watch a casual baseball game out in the sticks like this. Do journalists still have armbands in Japan? Or is that kind of done with the whole inspired by the Nazi uniform thing?
亀田は小さい頃沖宮タイタンズにいたことがあるのだそうです。
Yeah, but you don't see like Otani going to his childhood game and destroying children, right?
話が見えてきたでしょ。昔のチームが劣勢になって、つまりそれで飛び入りでリリーフ登板することになって、もうバッタよ。出塁はおろか、ファールも打てないありさまなわけ。
でも
To be fair, given the choice, if I was skilled at a sport, I would absolutely bully children with it. I think that's hilarious.
甲子園ピッチャーの乱入なんて草野球の試合でずるいですわよ。
All the boys wearing the Hinamizawa Fighters uniform were hanging their heads in disappointment. I knew almost all of their faces. Isn't everyone here a classmate? Oh, I see. We're the only school in Hinamizawa after all.
富田君に岡村君じゃないか。君たちも野球チームだったのか。
前原さん
His uniform was brand new and not very dirty, fresh off the presses. I could see handmade banners with their names written on them in the grandstands. I see. Their families came to root for them in their debut game today.
岡村のバットは今日のためにお父さんがプレゼントしてくれたそうなのですよ。
The brand new bat sparkled. With that kind of present, a man just has to perform well.
いっぱい今日のために素振りとかしてきましたのよ。富田さんなんかやりすぎて手の皮がむけちゃって、ほら、
Oh,
気の毒に。
what the frick? Oh my goodness. His torn hand looked like it hurt, but from the injury, you could sense his backbone. I get it, guys. You wanted to make your big moment a good one. The savior of the Okonomiya Titans. We could hear the sound of this Kameda-kun's tremendous fastball practice. This was no joke. He was definitely on a level far above high school kids. But at his level, he clearly shouldn't have been interrupting a grass slot game grudge match, though it may have been. He should have understood how much better he was, too.
あいつ、こいつら相手にも本気で投げやがったのか。
うん。レナはこんなの大人げないと思う。
It's extremely immature. Rena's eyes grew harsh. Took a lot to get Rena mad. As for Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, they were sniffling, fighting back tears. We heard another tremendous noise from the mitt. I turned around, and this left-arm Kameda-kun guy was looking at us and grinning boldly.
というわけよ。こうなったらやるしかないでしょ。実戦態勢で。
ああ、どうやら本気で行くしかないな。
でね、本気で言ってみたの。
Okay, and yeah.
みーちゃんが大自爆して。
Mion, embarrassed, scratched her head. Then a moment later, doubled over in
自
pain.
爆って一体何をどう自爆したらこんなに大怪我できるんだ。
Did she literally just like try and hit the ball, and in doing so, the bat vibrated so much her whole body was torn asunder?
説明するととてつもなく長いですわね。一つ言えるのは、ここまでして戦果なしということぐらいですわね。
ここまで体を張ったのに
Damn.
一点も入れられないなんて。
せっかくの秘策も台無しで、かわいそうなのです。
I couldn't even imagine what sort of secret plan it was, but must have been crazy enough to get her that badly hurt. See, here's another thing. I'm totally fine with them never explaining what she did to get this hurt, because the possibilities that are in our head are funnier than whatever answer they could come up with.
でもまあ失敗したおかげでまだ野球でいられるんだろ。
うん、ちょっとみーちゃんの奥の手は野球らしくなかったと思うかな。
What did she do?
こうなっては仕方ないでございましょう。ここは正々堂々野球らしく決着をつけるしかないということですわ。
そうそう、野球らしく蹴りをつけないとね。
I think normal people would have given up and gone for a frontal attack. But as a member of our club, I wasn't about to accept that so
野
easily.
球らしくってのが引っかかる
Oh,
ぞ。
wrong button.
野球らしく見えれば手段は問わないってことだろ。
うん、私たちの部の信条だしね。そういうことですわね。手段を選ばないことこそ我が部の美徳でございましたよ。
That was a premium laugh. Ren and Sadako laughed to each other delightfully. It wasn't really a virtue we could brag about, but best thing about our club was that we never rolled over and gave up.
でもカメラがずらーりといるからなかなかズルはできないのです。
It's Japanese baseball. Cheating's gonna happen. Rika's, oh my god. The drama that occurs with Japanese baseball. There's been VTubers who've legitimately been fired for making fun of Japanese baseball. Thank God I'm not, like, here's the thing. I don't know if I'd ever, like, partner with, like, one of those, like, VTuber companies. Because at the end of the day, the fact that you could say something like, boy, the cheating is rampant in Japanese baseball, and Japanese baseball fans would kill you and get your job taken away from you by doxing you. Man, I like being pretty unknown for that. It makes my life a lot easier. Anyways, Riki-chan spread her arms wide, indicating the array of reporters in the bleachers. She was right. With all those cameramen watching us through those cameras with giant telephoto lenses, foul play would be fairly tough.
そうそう、それがネックだったんだよ。これだけの囚人監視があると、
Are they on
なかな
us?
か大胆な手が取れないし。
Are they on us or are they on him?
いてててててて。
みーちゃんの手は決しておしとやかだとは思わなかったけどな。
What did she do? Satoko and Rika-chan both nodded behind Rena.
じゃあここで本題に戻るぞ。今我がチームは1点差で負けてるんだよ。
We just need 2.
しかももう9回の裏で
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, but then we have only one out.
おじさんの作戦がうまくいってれば、今頃は満塁のはずなんだけどな。
失敗した作戦を嘆いても始まりませんですのよ。
I'm expecting
次の手を打ってこ
shenanigans.
そ我が部でございましたよ。
Satoko said it eagerly, trying to cheer up the downcast Mion, whose secret plan had failed. It may have failed, but Satoko seemed to have another.
サトコがなかなか威勢がいいじゃないか。ってことは何か奥の手があるってことか？
Oh my god, are you gonna use traps?
ケイチ君、この子を誰だと思ってるのかな。
Oh my god.
さとこちゃんだよ。北条さとこちゃん。
That was right. We called her Trap Master Satoko, didn't we? That is my DJ name. She would ensnare her opponent at the perfect moment. The very end. Everyone in our club knew that we could never ever let our guards down against Satoko.
私が仕込んだとはいえ、末恐ろしく成長してくれたもんだよ。僅差を制することに関しては、私でも舌を巻く時があるね。
ちなみに次の打者がミーで、その
God.
次の打者がさとこなのです。
Oh god, we're screwed. The injured one, and then the one who can't hit. We were losing by 1 point, so if we get our next runner on base, and the runner after that could hit a big one and end the match. And that final batter was Satoko.
ねえ、勝てそうな気がしてきたでしょ。
どういう仕掛けか想像もつかんが、
What are we
絶
doing?
対何かの罠だと断言できる。俺が敵のピッチャーなら絶対に敬遠だ。
There was no way Satoko was going to hit a home run even in my dreams. But if she was going to stand in the batter's box normally without any kind of plan, I can't think of anything else she could
その
do.
サトコが俺を呼び出した。なるほど、読めてきたぜ。
I don't. It meant that I was a necessary piece of Satoko's trap.
ワクワクするね。さとこちゃんどんなことをするのかな。僕もさとこのさよならホームランが楽しみなのです。
そのためには、ケイちゃんの働きが欠かせない。わかるね。これが逆転の最後のチャンス。絶対に失敗できない。
おう、分かってるぜそんなことを。見てろ、俺とサトコででっかい大逆転を拝ませてやるぜ。
What are we doing?
ではケイチさん、これから手順を説明しますわ。ちょっとお耳を拝借しましたよ。
As usual, if they don't tell us the plan, we'll see it go off without a hitch in real time. If they tell us it, it's gonna go wrong. Satoko and I huddled up in a hidden place and held a briefing that anyone watching could tell was suspicious.
前原さんと北条は
Okay,
何を話
it's
してる
gonna
の？
go off without a hitch.
委員長みたいにとんでもない奥の手で自爆しないことを祈るよ。
What did she do? The mad woman. Our teammates, Tomina-kun and Okamura-kun, seemed very nervous. Rena gave them a wide smile, trying to dispel their anxiety.
大丈夫だよみんな。さとこちゃんとケイチくんならきっとやり遂げてくれるから。
でも龍宮さん、相手は甲子園級のピッチャーなんですよ。いくら北条が得意の罠にはめようとしても。
He's still a human.
まあみんな黙って見てなって。面白いゲームが見られるからね。
Mion, who knew everything about transpire, looked like she was having a hard time stifling the laughter bubbling up within her. She was so terrifying as an enemy, but so reliable as an ally. Mion waved her hands at the umpire.
代打が出ます。私、園崎ミオンに代わって
本当に彼
Okay,
で大丈夫
we
なんで
are
すか？
we are replacing. Okay. The umpire turned an uneasy gaze on the pinch hitter who had jumped in with a golf club.
ケイチ君は甘く見ない方がいいですよ。
The members of our club were the only ones grinning with wholehearted confidence. Oh my god, what are we doing? So, okay, we're going to hit. We're going to get on base. Then what is she going to do? That's the question. Satoko's plan was definitely simple but scrupulous. It even looked like the entire situation had gone according to her calculations. The fact that they were losing by 1 point, the fact that I had come late, the fact that Satoko was the last batter, it even felt kind of like this had been set up before the game started. There had been a long time out since I got here, and during that time the opposing pitcher, Kameda-kun, took a pee-pee break. Even that felt calculated. No, this is Satoko we're talking about, so maybe she gave him a laxative somehow and calculated to get him to use the toilet at this exact moment, and while he was a long way off, shut up in the bathroom, our plan would begin. The opposing pitcher, Kameda-kun, there he was. In front of the urinal, pleasantly straining the potatoes. He thought it was only natural he would win at a grass lot game like this, and relaxed enough to relieve himself without a care in the world. Maybe that's how he wanted to appear. However, his relaxed state was itself our chance. Right now, you've already conceded to our club. I, too, casually walked into the bathroom. Oh, we're gonna do the power move by going to the urinal beside him and not following urinal law? Did you guys also talk about urinal law in school? You know, the idea where it's like, if there's 5 of them, right, you go like, you either go on 1, 3, or 5, and you always make it so you're the farthest away from someone else. Do girls even know about urinal law? Because, like, you can't go right beside the person who's pissing, right? You can't. I mean, you can, but then you get beat up. Oh my god, there were 3 urinals. So no matter what, if he's in the middle, it's over. But if he's on the left or right, then we should go on the opposite one. But, well, are we going to go to the middle? Oh my god. Kameda-kun was doing his business at the farthest one. Are we going to assert dominance? I went to the one next to him. Normally, you would leave... Oh my god, we're talking about it. You would leave one urinal open. Kameda-kun seemed to notice me. I'd stood right next to him after all.
なんだ誰かと思えば大ピンチヒッター様じゃないか
Your voice is very familiar. Your voice is very familiar, buddy. He recalled seeing me swing the golf club around like an idiot, and he couldn't resist the urge to laugh. I, however, wasn't frustrated in the slightest. The match had already been won the moment I arrived. The game had been decided as a big upset for our team, so now all I had to do was push things along exactly how Satoko planned. I'm the one who should be laughing. Oh, we didn't,
ケイ
like,
チ君、うまくやれるかな？
are we gonna do something to him in the bathroom?
大丈夫でしたよ。本気のケイチさんならこんなの朝飯前ですわ。
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, our underclassmen, asked another question with much trepidation.
本当に前原さんはあのピッチャーを攻略できるんですか？
あんたたちケイちゃんと同じクラスで生活してて何にも感じないわけ？彼はね、ゆくゆくはあの力で世界を制するかもしれない。
I hope the hell not.
ケイちゃんと組めば世界制覇は容易だな。
世界？
Our teammates exchanged glances. Did Maibara-senpai really have such incredible strength? Just what kind of strength could that be? Back in the toilets. My question caused Kameda-kun to stare in bewilderment, and for a moment he didn't know what to say.
悪いちょっとよく聞こえなかった
Is this like Ku's voice actor?
もう一度 言ってくれるか？
You know what? I'm looking this up because I'm like damn curious. Okay. Higurashi Kameda voice. Let's look this up. Katsumi Fukuhara. This is... Am I right? I'm super not. Nope. I don't know any of these dudes. Wait, unless it's like the new voice. Wait, hold up. Wait, maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me look this up because there's the new Higurashi anime, which is not what I want to talk about. The original game, Kazunari Tanaka. Okay, this is Kaneshiro in Persona 5. Let's see here. Who else? Is there anyone here who I know? I'm waiting for stuff to load because it's really slow right now. Regardless, he doesn't look to be any of the characters I thought he was. No, yeah, no, this guy is Kazunari Tanaka. No, he doesn't seem to be that big of a VA then. Yeah. Oh, he's wait, no, that's the wrong person. No, yeah, regardless, he's not. Okay. He does have that similar voice though. I smiled thinly, looked straight ahead and said it once more clearly. Oh, right to the point. No threats or beating around the bush. Please don't use that phrase while you're in the bathroom or anything. Kameda's brain couldn't figure out the meaning of what I'd said, and I could tell he was clearly confused. No, it's not Ku's voice at all. Yeah, definitely. Kameda didn't hide his bewilderment. He didn't want to be around someone who would babble on like this for another second. Those thoughts spilled into his expression, and he quickly moved to leave the bathroom.
Kameda-kun, 君にとって勝利は何だ?
決まってる。尊く絶対的で至上目的だ。それは他の何にも変えられない。
Are we gonna hit him with the, do you want to be known as the guy who bullied in elementary school? He grinned lightly as he answered as if to make fun of me.
スポーツマンらしい返事だな。勝利こそ絶対。何にも変えられないってわけだ。
そんなのは当たり前だろ。どんな脅しにも買収にも勝利を放棄させるような対価は存在しない。
I was waiting for those words. I, after spinning 3.5 times, pointed right at Kameda's face.
ならば聞くべきじゃないのか? それほど尊い勝利を放棄させるに値する。
I swear to God, if it's like lewd photos of one of the girls.
どんな対価が提供されるのかを。
I swear to God.
何よバカなこと。そんなもの存在するわけがない。
I swear. He was denying it, but he stopped. He stopped. He was waiting. He was waiting for me to present some attractive conditions.
君は雑誌のインタビューに好物は焼肉で嫌いなものは甘いものだと答えたらしいが。
Okay.
それは嘘じゃないのかい？
何？
Wait.
例えば、君が焼肉食い放題に行ったとする。君が皿に持ってくるのは一体何だ？ロースか？カルビか？牛タンの山か？
Can I just say, I had beef tongue for the first time not too long ago. I didn't know it was beef tongue. I just thought it was like roast beef. And it tastes like roast beef. But then when someone pointed out it was tongue, you kind of go, boy, that sure feels like a tongue when you bite it, huh?
違うよな。君が持ってくるのは肉じゃない。食い放題のプリンやゼリーやケーキなのだ。女の子が喜びそうな。綺麗で可愛らしくて愛くるしい。
What's wrong with that, dude?
そんな洋菓子が大好きなんだよな。
That's, I mean, well, he's lying about it for obvious reasons, but like, I think it's fine. I think we should stop worrying about what people eat in terms of manliness or girliness. I will have the fruity pink drink. I don't care. Kameda's face turned utterly pale. Our club already knew that he ate a mountain of desserts when he went to the grilled meat buffet, and we were well aware of his embarrassment and his weakness for sweets despite his age. Kamede-kun couldn't possibly have known that particular grilled meat buffet in Shishibone was owned by a member of the Sonozaki family. I'll be careful when I go to eat with my parents from now on.
違う。俺が好きなのは豪快な骨付きの。
違う。お前が好きなのは色とりどりのクリームで優しく可愛らしく盛り付けられたデザートなのだ。まるでフリルやリボンで飾り付けられた無垢な汚れを知らぬ少女を連想させる、そんな透き通った少女のような可愛いデザートを。
I'm just gonna chalk this up to a societal failure at this point. You're what? Dude, someone's waiting outside to come into the bathroom and they're like, I'm not going in there. What? What?
お前はデザートを怪我して楽しんでいるだけなんだ。
I have no words. Dessert NTR. What a concept. Oh no, he's not denying it at all. You know that scene in American Pie? Is he... You know...
もう生きていけない。死ぬしか。死ぬしか。バカ野郎！命を粗末にするな！
Yeah, dude. Think of all the pies you haven't stuck your Pinor in. Kerslam! I hit him on the side of his head as hard as I could. Kamede-kun fell down like a girl. Oh my god, we're really doing this. His eyes started watering and he broke down.
こんな変なことを考えてデザートを食べているのはきっと
Yeah, I'd say... Okay, I'd say the eating desserts thing is like whatever. But if you actually like get a sick fetishistic pleasure off of defiling them, no, I would kill myself if that got out. What the frick? That's That's a idea. This time I didn't hit him. Instead, I clapped my hands down onto his shoulders. Are we doing this? Oh boy.
男はすべからくスケベだ。だがそれを認めるか否かで男の器は天と地の差を持つのだ。お前は自分に素直だった。それを自慢していい。
I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to feel about this. Instead of blaming him, I told him to have pride in himself, and Kamede-kun couldn't hide his confusion.
そうだ。そして俺はお前に感銘を受けたのだ。デザートはただ単に食後に食べる甘いもの。今までずっとそう思ってた。それは間違ってた。お前がそれを教えてくれたんだ。お前に出会ったおかげで俺は明日から同じデザートを一味も二味も違った味わい方ができるようになるだろう。
Oh no.
例えばいちごのショートケーキ。
Strawberry shortcake. Gulp. Kameda's throat cried out.
いちごのショートケーキの地味さはそうだ。どこか古風なロックメーカー華やかなりし頃の正統派のメイドを思わせる。スカートが短いこびた近代メイドじゃないぞ。正統派の清掃の本格派。いちごしかありません。 こんなものしかご用意できませんが、どうかご賞味くださいませ。というつつましやかさがいいよな。ご賞味くださいませ。燃える。
燃え。
いちごしかないからこそ、柔らかく主張したクリームのデコレーションはさしずめ、フリルやレース、刺繍飾りのようなものだよな。それを上品な貴族のご主人様のようにフォークで切り分け、いやいや、それを下劣に油汗を浮かせた悪のご主人様のようにしゃぶりつくところがワイルドなのか。いや、それよりイチゴを取った後のくぼみの方がイケてるよな。そこに舌を這わせたら、ああ、それってどんな味なんだよ。
いちごを取った後のくぼみ。
俺もう辛抱できないや。帰りはエンジェルモートでショートケーキを開けるまで見つめて俺のためだけに美しく着飾った少女たちを身を寄せ合って震える少女たちを一人ずつ順番に一つ食べるごとに、次はどの子にしようかと顎をこうふいと持って品定めをして
Please translate girls as cake, all right? Star! Heichi-kun seems to be talking about cake combination platters. Emphasis mine.
めでるように顎をこうクイッと持って。
Has there ever been a man such as this who could speak so passionately about a single piece of strawberry shortcake? No, there has not. There has never been, I say. Such passionate feelings are trying to melt away the stubbornness in Kameda's mind.
亀田、もう一度だけ言う。俺たちを勝たせろ。
でもそれは。
ならもういい。お前には頼まん。
I rejected Kameda outright and turned on my heel.
もういいや。この試合は負けだ負け。もうこんな試合。そんなことより、試合が終わったらエンジェルモートに行って。
Is he saying, yeah, he said Angel Mort,
フリル
yeah.
とリボンで西洋人形のように飾られた美少女たち。食い放題で行こうかな。
Dude, describing food as a young lady, this is the most, like here's the thing. I've played actual porn games on my channel. This is the most, like, degrading thing I think I've seen on it. The only thing that comes close is the Prisma Ilia OVAs, but we do not talk about those. And I didn't even upload them. Okay? The way he laughs is horrible. Also, you forgot a space after the laugh. Thud! Despite this being the bathroom, Kameda-kun put both his hands on the floor. Ew! Gross. Don't. Oh my god.
俺が間違ってました。
どうした亀田君。言いたいことが
We
あ
have
る
broke
か。
this man.
こんなあなたみたいな人に
We
出会
have
ったの
broke
は
this man. What the frick?
俺は今まで自分はどこか変じゃないかとずっと思って隠れて楽しんできたのに。
何を躊躇するか歪償が。
Tiny man?
さっき言ったはずだ。認めるか否かが男の分岐路なのだ。貴様は胸を張れるべき男。さあ手を差し出せ。自らの偉大さを示してみろ。俺と一緒に 俺たちの世界を認めるんだ。
Well, Satoko wasn't wrong. Only us could have done this, you know? Clap. Kamina-kun was crying tears of gratitude, unable to speak. That was the moment we exchanged the most zealous handshake the world has ever known, which is really gross. We just pissed. The handshake of the bond of our souls, ardent and intense, tight, steadfast. For a long time, we remained that way, piss drip hand on piss drip hand. It was an enthusiastic handshake, as though we were brothers, separated at birth, embracing each other with piss, tightly as though it would give us back the time we had spent apart. That was the moment the man who would pass into legend for eating so much during Angel Mort's all-you-can-eat dessert day that he was banned from the restaurant forevermore was born. He would eventually write in his autobiography that our meeting this day was fate. But none of that had anything to do with this.
じゃあ後でな。とりあえず試合は今話した通りの手はずで頼むぜ。
With just that, I turned on my heel and made to leave the bathroom. But then Kamina-kun stopped me.
待ってくれ。せめてあんたの名前を聞かせてくれ。
俺か？俺の名は前原圭一。いや。
Kinda didn't feel like using my real name. Too late, buddy! Anyway, maybe I should lie to him and use a code name.
俺のことは
Oh, what's it gonna be?
ケイと呼べ。
Okay, could have been worse.
K.
Wait, was that actually an embarrassing name? I left the bath. Oh wait, is it a pun on like visual K? Oh, I wonder. I left the bathroom behind me at a quick pace, hiding my embarrassment. From what I heard later, I apparently looked quite gallant coming out like that.
さとこより圭一さんへ守備はどうでございましたの？
We don't have speakers. We're talking right next to each other.
圭一より里子へ交渉は成功。エンジェルモートで俺と奴のデザート食い放題で妥結した。ミオン、問題ないな。
エンジェルモートにデザート食べ放題で2席ね。了解。手配しとくよ。
Oh my
どう
god.
いう風に交渉したのか実に気がかりなのです。
Well, it all starts with a thing called urinal law.
きっとデザートの美味しい話で盛り上がったに違いないかな。
God, you are so innocent. After that, the game started again. I entered the batter's box as a pinch hitter in place of Mion, but all the pieces were already in place. Varoom! The straight pitch whipped by me like a bullet, true to its name. Hey, can we put a space between camera and people? I'm gonna be honest. Something about that word is really bothering me. The camera people raised their voice in wonder and clicked their shutters. I can't stop looking at it. A sharp pitch as always. He's really going places this summer, isn't he? That golf club pitch hitter is standing straight up too. But doesn't Kamina-kun look a little strange? It's like he's got a cold sweat. I patted my shoulders with my bat, then sneered at him in a relaxed
どう
voice.
した亀田君？今日は不調かな？
Oh my god, he has a sprite.
この程度の球じゃ笑っちゃって、
Okay.
バットを振る気にもならないぜ。
I mean, he looks like the exact type of character you'd expect, just with a massive forehead. I know he's meant to be looking down, but boy, that thing's crazy. Megamind over here. Vroom! The next pitch with the same incredible speed as before. It carved sharply and should have thrown off the batter's skill. But Keiichi didn't move at all. He just watched coolly.
直球投手に小細工は不要だよ。亀田君、こんなカーブに引っかかってくれるのかい？この辺りのバッターは。
Both the reporters and the people watching noticed something was strange here. Was Oshima's Kameda the pitcher who conquered Koshin losing the mental battle? The next straight pitch had incredible speed again, but went a little wild. It was a ball. I snorted, not even bothering to get ready for it.
どうした亀田君、そんなにど真ん中が怖いのかい？まさか天下の亀田君がフォアボールなんてことはないだろうな。
くそー。
Murmur, murmur, murmur. The abnormal, unexpected situation spread confusion throughout the reporters.
何者だよ、あの前原圭一って男は。あの剛速球を前にしてここまでの余裕とは。
かなわないと見て空威張りをしてるだけさ。あんな不真面目そうな男にあの亀田が打たれるはずはない。
いや、私ははったりとは思えないな。
Oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. You can hear it in his voice.
超一流は同じく超一流を見抜くという。あの亀田は紛れもなく超一流。ならばこそ、あの謎の男の進化を見抜ける。
A really business person looking guy took off his sunglasses and gazed upon Keiichi.
まさか本当に？
The idiot pinch hitter who came in cheering them on with a golf club was actually a genius.
きっと本人はもう野球に魅力を失い、
Oh my
ゴルフへの
god.
転向を希望しているのだろう。
Oh my god, really?
天才スラッガー、ゴルフ界へ移籍か。
What a tremendous loss for baseball. Stop the presses. We're changing up our sports columns.
ボール。
2 balls, 2
これ
strikes.
でフルカウントだぞ。
Never mind, there's more. This excessive production was, of course, all being dramatized by Satoko. The big shots constantly had their eyes on Kamina-kun. If he were to lose easily, they knew the match would have to have been fixed. Perhaps she wanted this little play of ours to create a mood where it wouldn't be strange for Kamina-kun to lose, but...
さとこ、これどう見てもやりすぎだぞ。
頑張れてございましたよ、ケイイチさん。明日の休会は行っただけですわ。
I don't want any scouts actually coming after me. I'm terrified what would happen when the jig is up. Wait, I can't be making nervous faces right now.
ボール、フォアボール。
Hey,
臆したか亀田君、見損なったぞ。
he walked us. Kamina-kun hung his head in feigned dejection.
ケイさん、これでバッチリ筋書き通りですよね。
He just wants his damn shortcake he wants to ravage.
ああ、でかしたぞ亀田君。この調子で次のバッターも頼むぞ。こんな試合とっとと終わらせて。
早く食べ放題に行きましょうよ。
Kamina-kun and I exchanged evil smiles. For some reason, there were a lot of camera flashes right then. It seemed like our dear journalist friends took it as two worthy rivals, smiling to acknowledge each other's strength. As I trotted over to first base, the camera flashes continued, almost to the point where they were annoying. When I got to first base, one of the reporters came over for an interview. Can you do that? It feels like it's obstructing the game.
この亀田君との決着は甲子園でつけるつもりですか？
Things seem like they were about to get too big for me. Maybe I should just be honest and confess I'm not really into
甲
baseball.
子園？俺は日本球界なんて初めから興味ないんだ。
Oh my god, wait, what was he gonna say?
悪いな。
Whoa, this man, right from the start, he was always aiming for the world. He might become Japan's first ever big leaguer. What? The conversation was getting fantastically out of hand. Oh, I don't actually care anymore. I'll strike a guts pose for the camera in desperation.
よっしゃ、作戦通りケイちゃんが出塁したね。
次はさとこちゃんの打順だね。どうするんだろう、どうするんだろう。さあ、でっかいホームランでサヨナラ勝ちですわよ。
How are we gonna do this? Satoko stepped up to the plate, waving the bat around. The reporters couldn't hold back their laughter, maybe because they had just seen his battle with me. My Barakun finally got on base, but now it's all over. I see, so this is why Kamina-kun intentionally walked him. He didn't even fight it. He waited for an easier opponent for the final out. But to avoid a direct confrontation like that, we cannot make light of him. That Keiichi Maibara.
さあ、亀田さん、いらっしゃいませ。
You are so ugly.
バカにするな。俺を誰だと思っているんだ？ケイさん。いや、前原さんならともかく、お前ごときに遅れなど取るものか。
Whenever this girl stepped up to the bat, she swung wildly and missed, striking out every time. This might sound rude, but however much Kameda-kun holds back, I don't think she'll be able to hit a home run. I could hear the reporters declaring that there was no way a comeback would happen. Wait, what? Satoko, she just swung wildly and missed every single time she stepped up to bat? She swung after the sound had ended, completely mistiming it. I could hear disappointed voices coming from those rooting for Hinamizawa. It's only natural. Every single batter has struck out. Even if worse came to worse, no one would get a hit. And that's why it didn't sound strange when Kameda-kun said this.
お前ごときに本気で投げても仕方がないな。チャンスだ。次の一球は下投げでのんびり投げてやる。一発くらいヒットを打ってお母ちゃんに自慢できるタレントさせてやる。
Oh, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Of course, these lines were all part of the plot, too. Oh. She wrote that to herself. That's really sad. From out of the corner of his eye, Kameda-kun gives me a look. Was that all right? Yeah. He's like, is it all right to... Is it all right to, like, bring up the dead mom? Okay.
いえいえ、計算ほどではとてもとても。でへへへへ。
I muted my microphone to adjust my seat, and then I couldn't unmute for a sec. That's why I looked like I was freaking out. Even that exchange was seen as heated and enthusiastic by the reporters. Yeah. I mean, she was saying she had a plan. Unless she secretly, like, is really good and was pretending to suck. Our exchange over, Kameda-kun moved from set position into pitching stance. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's doing the Costanza. No way. I love that art, actually. She had struck out every time she was at bat. When I heard that, my vague ideas became firm beliefs. And out of Kameda-kun's hand comes a slow, lazy pitch as though they were playing catch. Normal people would probably be able to hit it, but for Satoko, who had been striking out the whole time, just when people started to think that way, the members of the club had already realized that Satoko's trap had begun. It was true. Striking out constantly today had been laying the groundwork, all for this moment. An act. All to make it feel like Kameda-kun letting off the gas wasn't strange at all. Which meant, in other words, that Satoko... Dude, yes. Dude, yes. Let's go. Whoa! She got it! Look at it go! The super huge home run Satoko hit disappeared over the roof of the school. The reporters lost their words at the sight. And then roars of applause. Despite this being what we'd anticipated, I can't help but stare in mute amazement at the gorgeous home run. Satoko strutted over to the first base. Satoko grinned, showing her fang-like canines in reply. Come to think of it, she played baseball a lot with Tomine-kun and the others during lunch, didn't she? The fact that they always invited her to play meant she was by no means bad at it.
全て大振りの凡退だ。しかも亀田くんが登場する前からだろ。たく、つくづく最後の最後に何か仕掛けるやつだな。
How did you plan for all that in advance?
いつも言ってましたよ。罠は一つ。それも最後の最後で本当にさりげないくらいで十分なんでしたよ。
Damn it, that sounded kind of cool. Basically, she's just bragging about hitting the ball. When Satoko did it, it looked so cool. We crossed home plate in order. Me, then Satoko, and completed our walk-off home run. Our teammates welcomed us back with their blessings. My Bara-san, that was amazing, totally cool. I never thought it would happen. Tomine-kun and Okamura-kun praised me.
どうだ見たかよ富田くん岡村くん見事ひっくり返してやったぜ
レナもかっこよかったと思うよ。お疲れ様。
なんのこんなの軽い仕事だぜ。
I briskly clapped my hand against Rena's outstretched palm.
さとこもあっぱれ。最後は豪快に決めてくれたね。
私を誰だとお思いですの？
Man, can't underestimate her. Satoko Hojo.
ケイちゃんも見事だったよ。よくあの亀田を口説き落とせたね。
口先の魔術師なのです。
Why is it capitalized?
リカちゃんそれ褒め言葉じゃないと思うな。
Okay.
しかし本当に圭一さんでなくてはできない荒技ですわね。私にはとても真似できませんわ。
Well, yeah, because it's the boys' bathroom.
ぜひ今度私にもご教授いただきたいですわね。
あんな荒技をサトコがこなしたら想像するのも恐ろしい。くれぐれも真似はしないでくれよな。
After declaring the match over, the umpire came to us.
いや
Okay, you were the umpire,
まさ
okay.
か本当に勝てるとは驚き
Who
ました
are
よ。
you?
さとこなら打てるって言ったでしょ。全然信じてくれないんだからな。
The umpire scratched his head apologetically and apologized to Satoko, smiling dryly.
それに圭一くんだってすごかったでしょ。圭一くんってここ一番で本当に頼りになる人なんですよ。
いやーゴルフクラブで乱入してきた時は本当に大丈夫かと思いましたけど、あの亀田くんとの行き詰まる攻防は手に汗を握りましたよ。
I just remembered. I actually got... Okay, so I unlocked a Steam trading card with this guy on it. But here's the thing. I never looked at his name. I purposely avoided it. I saw I got a Steam trading card of someone I didn't recognize, and my brain immediately looked away. But I do remember the brown hair. Right, that breathtaking farce. I quirked a wry smile. Oh, also I turned off the Steam, like, the way it does the auto pop-ups for the stuff at the bottom with, like, the community stuff. I turned that off for obvious reasons. Not even the Buddha would have realized that while everyone thought this was a fair match, Kamina-kun and I were thinking about our evil dessert-violating ways.
さて監督、約束
So he
ち
is
ゃ
the
んと
coach.
覚えてるよ
Okay.
ね。
これは仕方がありませんね。
やったねやったね。圭一くん、これで明日はバーベキュー大会だよ。
Oh, we get barbecue out of this? Nice. Rena clapped her hands and we all began to dance with joy. Tomina-kun and our other teammates were jumping up and down.
なんだなんだバーベキュー大会。おいおい、一体どういう話になってるんだ。
今日の試合に勝てたら高級お肉いっぱいのバーベキュー大会を振る舞ってくださるって約束になっ
We
て
get
ましたよ。
we get the good stuff. We get the wagyu, we get the Kobe, we get the lamb.
亀田さんの登場で一時は危うかったですが、圭一さんの活躍で見事獲得できましたのよ。
Boy, food is a big theme of this one, huh? I see, so that's what this was all about. It was certainly not a game we could have lost.
入江は大散財でかわいそう
入江
かわいそうなのです。
Irie. Okay. Okay, so
参
Irie.
ったな。で
An
も
interesting name.
約束ですからね。
私たちは食うときは情け容赦なく食うか、何しろ育ち盛りだし。はっはっはっはいいかいみんな、明日は徹底的に食いまくるよ。
All the members of the Hinamizawa fighters raised their fists in the air and cheered. Rika-chan was petting the head of the umpire, who was smiling painfully at the off-kilter remarks. He gave her his head and looked like he was about to cry. It looked like the price of victory would be pretty big. Okay, the fact he gets a spray means this guy's going to be important later.
でも仕方ないね。お肉とかを買いにお買い物に行かないとな。
監督、約束通り牛肉は高級なのお願い
Yeah,
ね。
that good beef.
野菜ばっかり買って安上がりにしたら許さないからね。
The umpire, whom they called Coach, grinned dryly, crestfallen. Umpire? Coach? The uniform he was wearing had Hinamizawa Fighters written on it. Oh, so he's not just the Empire, he was actually our team's coach.
前原くんでよかったで
Yeah,
すか
could you introduce
お
yourself?
名前
That'd be nice.
あ、はい。
前原くんの出塁がなければありえない逆転でした。ぜひ明日のバーベキューにはいらしてください。
Easiest meat I ever
そ
got.
れよりもぜひうちのチームに入りませんか？あなたとなら喧嘩を制覇できるかも。
監督監督、まあその話は置いといて、今はお財布の心配だけをなさいませ。
Despite the coach being an adult. Okay, good confirmation on that. Tough to tell with the art style. Everyone seemed to get along very well with him. Coach, huh?
よろしくお願いしますね。ひなみざわファイターズ監督の入江ですよ。
Alright, so I am noticing a distinct lack of family name. I assume it's family name. He extended his hand to me. I firmly grasped it. I can't read that without thinking of SpongeBob. With my own in
前原
reply.
です。よろしく。
Then the coach took his other hand and began to stroke mine softly. Do we need to worry about this guy?
すべすべなおててですね。
We gotta kill this guy.
きめも細かいし、お手入れも実にいい感じです。はあ、さわさわ。
No, we have to kill him.
はあ？ちょっと。
当家のメイドたちにもこれくらいの肌のお手入れはするよう厳命しなくてはいけないですね。
Okay, maid. Wait, you're a rich kid?
お手入れの悪いメイドたちにはお仕置きお仕置き。
メイド？何の話をしてるんですか？
Are you the owner of Angelmore?
ああ、こんなすべすべな手でご奉仕ご奉仕。はあ。
We have to kill this guy. The coach's eyes were spellbound, and as his delusions floated through his very own original magical universe, he made a supremely satisfied smile. How do I put this? Who the hell is this guy?
面食らってる面食らってる。
監督はちょっと変わってる人なの。
You could say that.
でもとっても面白い人なんだよ。
That's not an excuse. I feel like you could measure him by saying strange or funny. I really didn't think we'd get along. Snap. The other self in my mind made a witty retort for some reason. Okay, hold up. The other self in my mind. Like, listen, I know it's a saying that's normal, but all I'm saying is, like, keep that in the back of my mind. Wait, that almost works. Oh, whatever.
いい加減になさいませ。刑事さんも嫌がっておりましたよ。
はあ。
Don't moan near me, I'm a child.
すべすべ。
Stop touching me, I'm a child. The coach didn't try to take his hands off mine until Satoko hit him with a threefold wash bucket attack, causing him to faint. He's a problem. He's a problem. Is that chapter end? That is chapter end. Oh, we got the advanced course now. Oh boy. New Horizons. Discovered something new about yourself. Oh boy. Oh, okay, well there he is, and he's in normal clothing. So let's learn about him here. Okay. It was a peaceful lunch break. Thud, clatter, splash.
なんだ？
今廊下からすごいのが聞こえた。なんだろう。
We rushed into the hallway, and to our surprise, Coach was there with a water bucket overturned on his head.
監督、大丈夫？
いやー、やられましたね。皆さん、こんにちは。
Are you allowed within a school? Coach greets us calm and
ど
cool.
うしたんですか、監督？学校に来るなんて珍しい。
いやー、お仕事の絡みでして。私、毎週学校には来てるんですよ。
こ
Okay.
こしばらくは何事もなかったので、すっかり油断してました。
Huh. What is
さ
your
とこちゃんの
job?
罠は忘れた頃に来ますからね。大丈夫ですか、服？
いえいえ、ちょうど行水がしたいと思ってたところですからね。実に涼しくていいですよ。
At a school? That's weird.
さすが監督。ちょっとやそっとのことでは怒らない。その辺が大人って感じだよね。
Adults, I feel, get mad often. She was right. If I were coach, I would have started running around with a bucket still in my head looking for her. His adult way of not getting mad at every little child's prank was admirable.
いいですか、前原さん。こういうのは考え方一つで腹立たしくも愉快にも
Oh,
な
is he
る
gonna
ん
be
です。
like, think about this. Now that I'm like this, I have to go home.
要は受け止め方一つなんですよ。
水バケツを丸ごと食らってそれだけクールにいられる秘訣があるならぜひご教授を願いたいです。
例えば明治から続く古式ゆかしい旧家があるとします。
Oh, is he doing a metaphor?
そこには大勢の使用人としてメ
Okay.
イドさんが雇われているとします。もちろん大きな家ですから、ベテランのおつぼね様と化したメイド長から新米のピチピチしたメイドさんまでがたくさんいるのです。ほら、想像できますか？ほら。
I didn't like how you sung that.
ほら。
A space filled with dreamy maids in pink and peach adorned with frills and headbands with Coach at their center began to spread out before me.
新米メイドたちはそのピチピチさと初々しさでご主人様の寵愛を一身に。でもそれが先輩メイドたちには許せないのです。ことあるごとに難癖をつけ、いじめていじめていじめ抜いて、ほら、まだこんなに埃が残っていますよ。ああ、すみません。もう一度やり直し。バシャー。バケツを逆さにぶっかけられるメイドさん。びしょ濡れのメイドさんが泣きそうになりながらそれでもけなげに、はあはあ、メイド。
We gotta kill this guy.
はあ、なんだか知んないけど楽しそう。
You're corrupting the youth.
レナもメイドさんいいな。
ああ、もうレナまで感化されてきた。ほらケイちゃんもいつまでも監督の世界に浸っていない。
God, what a reality
これ
marble.
さえなければ監督も決して悪い人じゃありませんのに。
Would he?
北条聡子さん発見。聡子さん、これは何ざます？
What? Oh, right. She was the one who did the prank.
まだ埃が残ってるざます。おおおお、お仕置き、お仕置きざます。
にゅにゅにゃ
Coach plucked Satoko up and started giving. We gotta kill this guy.
さとこちゃんかい。
天才的な読みでトラップを操るサトコがどうしてこの顛末までは読めないのか実に不思議だぞ。
そうかな。これはさとこちゃんの望んだ結末だと思うな。思うな。
この結末をサトコが望んだ？
That's huh.
それはどういう意味だよ。
人にこういういたずらをしたら絶対に相手は怒って追いかけてくるよね。そういうのも
Oh,
コミュニ
she's
ケーション
doing
だ
it
と思
for
わない？
attention, and any attention is attention.
そんなコミュニケーションすごく嫌だぞ。普通に挨拶から入ってこんにちはってことにはならんのか。
あれケイチくん聞いたことない？いたずらばかりしてる人ってね、人に構ってもらいたくて仕方がない寂しがり屋さんなんだって。
That's why Ashton Kutcher was the loneliest one of us all. Rena gave a cool smile and laughing abruptly explained.
だからさとこちゃんの罠にかかったらちゃんと怒ったり笑ったりして
That's really,
さ
really
とこちゃ
sad.
んを追いかけてほしいの。そういう猫の甘え髪みたいなの可愛いと思わないかな。
I once played with a little kitty who was like I was sitting on like a Virgil plastic chair, and this tiny, tiny kitten climbed up my pant leg right onto my neck. And then he put his little, like, he was like climbing up on me, and like he put his little claws right on my neck. And then he actually put out his claws, and like he actually dug his claws into my neck, and I literally still have on my neck the scars from where he literally like pierced in super deep. Was that the day I became a cat boy? Anyways, that's really sad, but also super probably true.
きっとここで驚いて飛びのきますわ。だからここに仕掛ければ絶対にかかりますの。
Satoko, regaling us with her trap philosophy, was improving the already brutal trap hell on the mountain. If Rena was right, and her traps are to get people to pay attention to her, and all these traps on this mountain were basically a crystallized form of those feelings. Alone with Rika-chan, setting up trap after trap after trap in the mountains, always waiting for someone to fall into them. But nobody needed to come to this mountain in the first place. Without a doubt, she and Rika had spent a lot of time imagining how victims caught in their traps would react. Satoko, separated for so long from her beloved Nini, Satoshi. With her stubbornness, she never once said that she wanted him to come home. All the traps leaving the mountain told me how Satoko really felt.
聞いてますの、ケイチさん。
あ、ごめん。なんだって？
このように木の幹に釘を一本打ちつけただけでも立派なトラップになるんですのよ。ちょうどあそこで転げてここに額を打ちつければ痛いですわよ。
釘の頭に人間トンカチってわけか。それは痛そうだな。
このトラップはきっと悪い悪人を懲らしめる強力なトラップになりますわよ。どんな悪党がかかるか楽しみでございますわね。
そこでなんで俺をチラチラ見るんだよ。俺にこれに引っかかってほしいと思ってんのか？さすがにこれは大怪我するぞ。このトラップはちょっとやめとけ。
そうですの？まあ確かに愛がないトラップはダメでございますからね。
Yeah, there it is.
ではその悪党もちゃんと改心したらかからないように少し釘の位置を。
Satoko immersed herself in adjusting the nail's position. Traps of love, huh? Maybe Coach was right. Just by reacting a little differently, everything changes. Come to think of it, maybe you could feel humor and warmth even when Satoko's traps get you.
できましたよ。この絶妙な位置でしたら完璧ですわ。いかがです、ケイチさん？
お、完璧だな。このトラップに引っかかる悪党が現れるといいな。
現れない方がいいに決まってますわ。
It looked a little painful, but I considered coming here sometime and getting caught in it. Aw, buddy. Aw. Damn. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. This was another, like, silly kind of slice of life chapter, but again, I feel like they're getting a lot better with this, right? I feel like the first two were kind of similar in terms of how they went, but now it's very much like it's very, you're still getting a lot more characterization out of it, and I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying these a lot more for sure. They're not as, I mean, and also there's just more variety. So yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you next time for some more Let's Read Higurashi as we continue on with the Tatarigoroshi chapter. We'll see you then. Ciao. Yo.
Yeah.